One question we all ask ourselves from time to time: why are we alone in the world? Many people would love to believe that there is more out there than just us, and looking up in the stars and planets, it is difficult not to think of the potential for life outside Earth. It seems like something from science fiction, but there is some pretty persuasive evidence out there, and that's what this video is all about. It's 50-minute truth about aliens who can convince you they exist. So, prepare for an out-of-the-world video that might just turn you out of a skeptic to a believer. 50. There's a scientific organization dedicated to looking for them. Carl Sagan and Jill Tarter, two renowned astronomers, founded the Quest for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute, or SETI, to explore, understand, and explain the origin and nature of life in the world and the evolution of intelligence. 49. There are hundreds and hundreds of different planets outside our solar system. NASA has confirmed that the number of exoplanets, planets that revolve around a different star, as opposed to our Sun, is over 4,000. That's plenty of planets that may be home to alien life. 48. A famous asteroid may be debris from an alien arrangement. Avi Loeb, a former Harvard astronomy professor, theorized that the renowned asteroid Oumuamua is really a piece of debris in an alien arrangement or perhaps an alien spacecraft. 47. People have seen UFOs in America since the 1600s. The first UFO sighting in American history has been captured by John Winthrop in 1639, who wrote in his diary about a sighting of a strange green light that ran as swift as an arrow, and transported a ship full of Puritans a mile upstream. 46. There has been an Air Force UFO investigation performance called Project Blue Book. Started after a pilot reported 9 strange flying objects in 1947. Project Blue Book gathered reports on over 12,000 UFO sightings from 1952 to 1969, after which it was dissolved. 45. UFOs do not have to look like flying saucers. UFO accounts by pilot Kenneth Arnold described a UFO as proceeding like a saucer if you skip it across the water, leading to the image of a UFO as with a saucer-like form. 44. You will find over 17,000 nearby celebrities going to have planets that could support complex life. The list was published by astronomers Margaret Turnbull and Jill Tarter of the Carnegie Institution in Washington, D.C. 43. We might encounter an alien radio signal by 2025. Seth Shostak, a senior astronomer in SETI, considers the Allen Telescope Array, which is currently being built, will come across an alien sign through that year. 42. There might be alien life hiding in our solar system. The most likely places for it available are subterranean refuges on Mars, sexy spots on Enceladus, one of Saturn's moons, or underneath the mysterious ice crusts of Jupiter's moons Europa and Callisto. 41. We made TV for aliens. On September 30, 2006, the French Center for National Space Study sent Cosmic Connection, their alien-targeted TV program, toward a star 45 light-years away. When there are aliens there, the signal should reach them by 2051. 40. We used to believe there weren't any planets beyond our solar system. 30 decades back, we had not found one planet outside of the solar system we call home. Today, we have learned about over 3,000. 39. Scientists estimate that 1 in every 5 or 6 planets resides in the Goldilocks zone, so it's only the right temperature for water to form around the surface in liquid form. Where there is water, there may be life. 38. Earth is becoming radio signals that we can't clarify. FRBs, or fast radio bursts, have been detected since 2007. We don't know much about them, except that they're coming from outside the Milky Way galaxy. Some specialists believe they might be an advanced civilization trying to speak to us. Or, they are just sending us the hottest alien pop strikes. 37. According to Hellier, at least 80 different species of aliens have visited Earth over the last several thousand years ago. 36. Many people today think that aliens have played a role in humanity's growth during these several thousand years. A number of alien addicts buy into the controversial early aliens theory, which posits that alien could have affected a number of cultures, including the ancient Egyptians. 35. Even celebrities have UFO sightings. Oscar-winning director Guillermo del Toro spotted a UFO at Guadalajara, which he described as a flying saucer, so cliched, with lights. 34. Britain's first astronaut states that they exist. No one understands distance better than an astronaut, and Helen Sharman, the first British citizen in space, advised the Observer, aliens exist, there's no two ways about it. 33. There's a UFO in a 15th century painting. The Madonna with Saint Giovannino may depict the Virgin Mary in the foreground. But behind her, a strange shape could be seen that looks suspiciously like a flying saucer. 32. A 9th century Latin manuscript could directly mention aliens. Inside, the Archbishop of Lyons described a narrative about a region from whence come boats from the clouds occupied by sailors. There were 3 guys and a woman who claimed to have dropped out of those sky ships, however, they had been invited to death for their own story. 31. The U.S. Navy has confirmed the existence of UFOs. After describing 3 clips of declassified military footage that became public involving 2017 and 2018, the Navy called them as unidentified aerial phenomena. 30. The most famous American UFO sighting of all time occurred in Roswell, New Mexico, in 1947 when a strange object was seen falling from the skies. The Army first explained the object as a flying disc but later claimed that it was out of the weather balloon. Witnesses supposedly saw the Army take away a flying disc and extraterrestrial bodies. 29. A UFO interfered in a U.S. nuclear foundation. In 1967, the missiles at a Montana foundation became mysteriously unlaunchable, even though a sizable red, glowing object drifted above the facility. Maybe these aliens were pacifists. 28. Extremophiles demonstrate that life can exist under harsh circumstances. Many animals on Earth, such as tardigrades that could withstand temperatures from 0 to over 100 degrees and go without food for a decade, may live through virtually anything. If these creatures can do it, what is to stop similar monsters from flourishing on seemingly inhospitable planets? 27. About August 15, 1977, the Big Ear radio telescope in Ohio State University picked up a radio. The signal that lasted for 72 moments came from nearly 220 light-years away and hadn't been found again. It was so notable that the observing scientist wrote "wow" on the computer printout of the sign. 26. On September 12, 1952, 7 residents of Braxton County, West Virginia, maintained to visit a 10-foot-tall alien at the hills over Flatwoods. These sightings follow the appearance of a reddish light in the sky that appeared to fall and crash onto a local farm. The clear alien became a local legend, known as the Monster. Skeptics feel that the monster might have been the shining eyes of a barn owl, but a number of witnesses stick to their story. 25. There are subsurface waters of water under several moons in our solar system and throughout the universe, and these may be an ideal location for alien life to thrive. These hidden oceans are excellent for developing life but also make it difficult for all of us to detect. 24. A variety of men and women who reported alien sightings reported run-ins with the so-called guys in black, who, far from their enchanting Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones film counterparts, frequently apparently act a good deal like creepy aliens themselves. 23. Betty and Barney Hill were a few that claimed to be abducted by aliens in 1961. They recovered memories of this encounter through regressive hypnosis. While many were skeptical, Betty managed to draw a map of these aliens' supposed constellation from memory. Scientists noted that the drawing resembled the real constellation of Zeta Reticuli. 22. In 1957, a Brazilian farmer claimed to have been abducted by aliens, probed, and bred. Doctors later affirmed that the farmer had suffered radiation poisoning, which could not be explained. 21. Last season, the Pentagon released 3 movies of UFOs recorded from the Navy, 1 from 2004 and 2 from 2015. The 3 videos depict objects moving through the skies in odd ways that can't be explained, because the pilots are filming them respond with excitement and confusion. 20. China has developed a brand new fixed 100-meter aperture spherical radio telescope, or SPEEDY, which may be utilized to look for extraterrestrial signals. If all goes according to plan, this could potentially make China the first country to make contact with an alien civilization. 19. Tom DeLonge, a former member of the American rock group Blink-182, today spends a whole lot of his time being a professional ufologist, together with his organization at the Into the Stars Academy. He's also reportedly a big believer in Bigfoot. 18. Former President Jimmy Carter once watched a UFO. On September 18, 1973, he filed a report with the National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomena, describing his sighting. The object was very bright with altering colors and about how big the moon. 17. Throughout World War II, Air Force pilots' overnight mission struck. 15. A logger called Travis Walton vanished for 5 times in 1975, following a glowing disc zapped him with that which had been called a bluish beam. He was discovered on the sidewalk with tales of aliens who looked like well-developed fetuses in tan robes. 14. In February of 1942, the Army attacked a shining thing over Culver City, assuming it was an air raid. But even after the object disappeared, no bits of it were found. Many suspected that an alien craft was accountable. 13. Some scientists attribute the effects of assumed alien abductions to sleep paralysis, a condition that causes an inability to maneuver while one's brain is trapped in a temporary sort of awakening nightmare. However, others argue that sleep paralysis doesn't explain away all the ramifications of abductions. 12. Famous physicist Stephen Hawking advised against calling alien life, stating, "If aliens ever visit us, I believe that the outcome would be much as if Christopher Columbus landed in America." 11. There's allegedly a document called Project Grudge Report 13, that details the investigation into a supposed alien abduction of an American Air Force sergeant. But, despite testimonies from a former Green Beret captain and various conspiracy theorists, there is absolutely no official details on Report 13 available. 10. In 2019 at Colorado, 5 bulls showed up dead, drained of blood, and with body components cleanly removed. Many attributed this, as with other accounts of rotten cattle mutilation, to the action of extraterrestrial beings. 9. Fran Drescher, former star of The Nanny, believes that both she and her ex-husband were abducted by aliens until they met. Both have matching scars, which Drescher attributes to experiments done on them during their own abduction. 8. The first crop circles appeared in the English countryside in the 1970s. Over the years, several have associated crop circles with alien action, though others insist they are man-made hoaxes. 7. The expression "little green men" as a description of aliens originated from experience in Hopkinsville, Kentucky in 1955. The Sutton family witnessed a UFO landing and claimed to be assaulted by a group of odd humanoid creatures with metallic skin. They have been described as little men, which turned into little green men. 6. SETI utilizes deep-sea exploration to practice for deep space exploration. They use robots to research deep-sea vents in prep for comparable climates that might look in submerged waters on other planets, permitting us to prepare to get nearer into an environment which may house alien existence. 5. In 1987, a man named Ed Walters promised to be contacted by aliens, who lifted him off the ground with a beam of light from one of their ships. He shot many photos of the supposed ships, that are still a source of fantastic discussion to this day. 4. A horror writer called Whitley Strieber promised to be abducted by aliens from his cottage on December 26, 1985. He wrote a book about his encounter, which was made into a film starring Christopher Walken. 3. In December of 1980, several witnesses claimed to see mystical lights over Rendlesham Forest at Suffolk, England. Among the witnesses was a United States Air Force Deputy Base Commander, who wrote about the sighting within an affidavit issued in 2010, where he described these lights as extraterrestrial in origin. 2. Most UFO abductees describe the same kind of alien, humanoid, bald, with large eyes and gray skin. This really is so prevalent that this type of alien has become colloquially known as the Greys. 1. There's a support group based in New England for people who have had encounters with aliens. As of 2009, the group had over 1,500 members, each with their own story of an alien experience or abduction. The particular details of this group are kept confidential to the privacy and safety of its members. So, what do you believe? Are there any aliens out there? We hope you are learning something new every day from our videos. If you want us to cover a specific topic, let us know in the comments section below. We are doing our bit to spread awareness about the common health conditions and exciting topics. Do your part by sharing this video with your friends and social circle. Thank you. Get value by subscribing our Get Value channel. Thank you.